To illustrate the importance of our tool, we are going to demonstrate its main functions on a real software case study. What we see now is a full-featured architecture model of an Apache Enterprise server called Solar. It has approximately 150,000 lines of Java source code, and it's modeled using ArchStudio. On the left, we see the feature list with more than 100 different features of this system. It's fully developed using ArchFeature. Basically, ArchFeature integrates the development of features and product line architecture side by side in a monolithic architecture. A very important function of our tool is to visualize the relationship between the system features and the corresponding architecture elements. Double-clicking any feature will highlight the corresponding architecture elements with a different color. Double-clicking Solar Cloud feature, for example, will highlight the corresponding elements responsible for this feature. Of course, we can easily change the relationship color. Not only visualization, but our tool makes it very easy to update and maintain those relationships. For example, removing a particular feature will result in removing all of the corresponding architecture elements. If we remove the writers feature, for example, all of its related architecture elements will be automatically removed. Our tool supports both automatic and manual creation of relationships, and it supports optional, alternative features. Double-clicking any feature will activate it. Any changes made to the architecture after this point will be automatically linked and recorded under this feature. However, a user can still add any existing architecture element to any feature manually by right-clicking the element and selecting Add to the current feature. ArchFeature will automatically take care of creating, updating, and removing variation points in product line architecture. Another very interesting function is the ability to derive and use software products from the product line architecture model. We developed a tool called Selector that enables the user to customize the product by selecting which features to include or exclude. For example, we can exclude all optional features and select different variants of alternative features and press Run. The result is a new product architecture that has the selected features only. We use ArchStudio to create a simple chatting application architecture. We first create a new architecture file and create a new structure. Double-clicking the structure file will open the graphical architecture editor, where we can use the mouse right-click to create a new component. We give it a description. And now we right-click the component to create both required and provided interfaces. In the same way, we create a simple chatting application architecture that has a gameplay feature. Now, we create a new feature by right-clicking the feature menu item and selecting Alternative Feature. We name it Save History. This feature has two variants that enables users to save chatting history either as a plain text or multimedia. Now, double-clicking a feature will activate it. Any changes on the architecture after this point will be automatically recorded and linked to the current active feature. In the same way, we double-click the Save Multimedia feature to activate it and to create related architecture elements. Let's assign different colors to each feature by right-clicking the feature name and selecting Change Color. Now let's try our tool. Double-clicking the Save Multimedia feature must highlight all corresponding architecture elements. Next, we relate an existing architecture element manually to a new feature. We first create a new optional feature and double-click the feature. Now we right-click the component and select Add to the current feature. In the same manual way, we can relate the links and interfaces. Now select the blue color for this feature. Again, if we double-click the feature, it will highlight all related elements in blue. As mentioned before, deleting an existing feature will delete all corresponding architecture elements. Next is the Selector tool. It's very useful to create a new software product from an existing product line architecture model based on the features. Right-click the architecture file, select Open with Product Line Selector. The tool will list all the features with their description and values. We want to create a new chatting application that does not have the game feature and saves the chatting history as a plain text only. Now we press Run and give a new architecture file name. As we see here, the result is a new architecture file with our specified features only.